What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast, number 324. I hope you all are having an amazing day or night whenever you're listening to this. I appreciate you all. I've been on the grind right now. I want to get out a lot of content. I've had a lot of things to deal with these past like 2 or 3 weeks. So now I'm back focused on the grind, and I can't wait. I literally can't wait to get out new content. The Diddy $1 million hit thing just randomly hit off these past like 2 days, the Diddy documentary. So that's crazy. I am going to be working on a Diddy versus 50 Cent one pretty soon here. There's this YouTuber that made, that took my, well, didn't really take my idea because I never announced it. You can't take someone's idea that they don't know is being made. But I had the same idea as this person. And I was like, fuck. And they went viral off this video. So I'm like, fuck, I hope I can do a better version of that. Because, you know, I think they did a good job. I actually watched it because I was like, let me see if they have the same, like the title was the same idea. Thumbnail was the same type of idea. But I don't know if like, you know, they executed it the way I would have executed it. So, yeah. Shout out to, you know, that guy for coming up with that idea quick. I don't remember his page name. I just remember the thumbnail. I don't want to say it because I want to, you know, surprise you guys with that video. I don't want to like, you know, reveal it, but shout out to that guy. Let's get into the news. And we're starting off with the Dr. Dre $10 million lawsuit. Turns out that the marriage counselor decided to do more action, not just a lawsuit. Let's go over article. Dr. Dre will have to forget about Dr. Charles Sophie, or at least stray away from him, after a Los Angeles judge issued a restraining order for Sophie against the hip-hop icon. Sophie is, as previously reported, suing Dre for $10 million for engaging in malicious campaign of harassment against him after he concealed, I don't know, the Aftermath founder and his former counseled. Why am I messing up this word? It just looks counseled. I didn't know counseled spelled like that. Counseled. Counseled. I expect like soul in there somewhere. And his former wife during their marital problems. On Friday, October 11th, Sophie filed for and was granted a temporary restraining order against Dre, citing a 1.5 years worth of alleged threats from the producer. Court documents cited by TMZ say that Sophie asked for Dre to stay away from him, his adult son, and even his 2 dogs. Damn, what is Dre going to do to his dogs? According to Sophie's lawsuit, he was retained by Dre and his then wife in 2018 for a joint psychotherapist-patient relationship, and he would continue why am I fucking up this word? Consoling them throughout. This one's different. What the fuck? Why am I saying consoled? It's consoled, right? Guys, I have to look this up. I'm sorry. It's going to piss me off. Consoled. Why am I messing up? Console.
Counsel.
Yeah, counsel.
Counsel.
Consoled. How do you say consoled? Fucking pronounce that word, damn it.
Counseled.
Yeah, counsel. I've been saying it the right way, man. Let me see. Say it again.
Counseled.
Yeah, I'm tripping, bro. Anyways, that's a whole chapter of a story of this. But yeah, you know, restraining order makes sense if Dre actually did threaten him. That's pretty simple protocol. Honestly, there could have been a lot of people that could reuse that. I wish restraining orders were way more enforced because you can do a restraining order, but the person, you know, like I wish we were in an AI age where somebody can just put a barrier that, you know, that only this person can get past. It's like that's a weird technology, but it would be very useful in these type of situations because there's been a lot of stories where, you know, an ex-girlfriend gets a restraining order from the crazy psycho ex-boyfriend, and then the boyfriend ends up killing the woman. Shit like that is just really sad. So that's usually what goes to my mind when it comes to restraining orders. It's like they really don't work, in my eyes at least. I don't know. There needs to be a different type of system, and police don't really take them too serious. And yeah, usually if somebody's asking for a restraining order, something is going on behind the scenes that is bad. But I'm not saying Dr. Dre actually did what, you know, this person is suing them for, but I'm sure this lawyer, counselor, whatever the hell, you know, knows the law, and if he sues and also gets a restraining order, it makes it look a lot more like his lawsuit looks a lot more legit. So it makes it look way better. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted and see what happens moving forward with this. Young Dro, I fuck with Young Dro heavy. He's probably one of my favorite lyrical artists, period, and just down south as well. I think he is very underrated. But Young Dro has had a journey throughout a lot of these years. He's been drug-free for, I believe, 3 or 4 years now. So round of applause to him. He's overdosed at one point in his life, nearly died. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because Young Dro and T.I. got on the Breakfast Club. And Young Dro was talking about, his drug addiction and battling with it. And somebody that came with T.I.'s crew decided to laugh at the situation and couldn't stop laughing, right? So let's play the clip, and then I'll talk about more about this after.
I got tired, of the same things, over and over again, getting high and saying I'm not getting high and, repeating the same.
Man laughing, man. Laughing like hell at this man's struggle. This man talking about it real, overcoming the real struggle. This man back in there.
I'm gonna ask you, because your crew just do nothing but laugh. Like, even this down, T.I.'s like, welcome to Sober Dro. Like, nobody takes it serious.
But you know what, though?
What'd you say?
A bad pill got him. He let it all go after that bad
A bad pill got him.
Actually, three.
He's telling the truth. But it was more than that. It was actually I overdosed. You feel what I'm saying? And I used this platform with the thank God to.
Man, what's wrong with you, man?
That funny.
What's wrong with you? He laughing in the background.
Man,
That's your brother, right? That's your brother.
Crazy, man.
He's a mechanic.
K-Dub.
He's a mechanic. The mechanics always laugh at stuff.
K-Dub is a dastardly individual, man.
So go ahead. You almost overdosed.
Yo, I did.
No.
You know what I mean? And all of these things happened. The overdose. My daughter was on drugs. And, career-wise, I wasn't where I wanted to be.
What is this? What's up with your man?
Hey, you finna get slapped, man. I mean, we cool, but I slapped the shit out you by laughing.
Oh, man.
I'm just telling you, we
Hey, you
cool.
ain't gonna slap me now.
Now, what you want to do?
Hey, you ain't gonna slap me now.
What you want to do?
You gonna hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Don't let him take you out of your
Sober Dro. Come on,
No,
man.
I can do
Yeah, I'm here for Bankhead, though.
I can do what I want to do.
Hey, listen.
Hey, man, you
Hey, listen. Hey, both of y'all. All y'all. Everybody came in this motherfucker with me.
I ain't gonna go with you.
Hey, look. Everybody came in the motherfucker with me. Hey, look. Everybody came in the motherfucker with me. Hey, look. Remember who you came in. Remember what we doing here, man. Come on, man. Let's get this shit together, bro. All right?
All right.
In these situations, I have this type of problem too, where it's a very serious situation, and for some reason I'll start laughing. And it's not because I'm disrespecting the person, because I know wholeheartedly, these situations are, it's fucked up. A lot of these situations, overdosing and nearly dying, your daughter being on drugs as well is a very serious situation. It's fucked up, right? But sometimes in these situations, you just laugh. I don't know. It's like a weird reaction. You just end up laughing. You're not supposed to, right? Because it's a serious situation, but you just laugh to, I think, cope with the situation. I don't know. I don't know what it is about me that sometimes I do that. But my friend recently, he actually told me about how he got into a car accident, and how in the car accident, he survived, obviously, but the person that he got into a car accident with died. And he was just telling me the story, and for some reason, I just bursted out laughing. And I don't know why. It's not a funny situation. Somebody died in a car accident. It's a very serious situation. But I don't know. It's just like an in the moment thing. I don't do it often, but sometimes I will do it, and it's in the most embarrassing times. It actually happened to me also in biology class back in high school. It was me and my friend, and I think the teacher said something, and the class is quiet. We were taking a test, and something about, I don't know what it was, man. Oh, okay. So it was a quiet class, right, in biology, and we were taking a test, and me and my friend Hashim, shout out to him, we were talking back and forth, and we're not supposed to be talking during the test, obviously. And the teacher was like, "Hey, quiet down, guys. You guys are making too much noise." We were done with our test or whatever, but we kept talking back and forth. And he was like, "Come here." So he calls us in front of the classroom because we're in the back. We're in the back seats. So we start walking up, and the whole class is like looking at us. It's silent as hell. Like you can hear a little pin drop, and you can hear it, right? Super silent. Everybody's like looking at us, even though they're like kind of doing their test, kind of looking up. So Hashim goes in front of me. I'm behind him because to me, I am about to burst out laughing. I'm like, I'm trying so hard not to laugh in this situation. Like, I'm thinking of the worst things ever that could possibly go wrong in my life. So I end up crying or something. I don't know. I want to think of something that doesn't make me laugh. So he calls us up and he's like, hey, you guys know that I don't know what question he asked. He asked like a question. And I was laughing so hard and not taking it serious that Hashim saved us both because he answered the question. I don't know. I forget what it was, man. But I was just about to burst out laughing. I was so close. And if I would have bursted out laughing, he said, listen, if you guys don't answer this question, I will throw away your tests and you will get an F. So Hashim clutched it, answered the question, but I was about to burst out laughing. And ultimately, I didn't. I don't know what happened. I was like, when I heard like, hey, we're going to throw away the test. He had these like, this biology teacher had these like funny ass shades on too. So it just made everything funnier. And I don't know, man. This is my point my point in all this is just like, I end up laughing in serious situations. So I don't blame the guy, but Dro obviously got pissed off and, was threatening to slap him. And he had every right to do that, man. You're talking about your overdosed daughter, not overdosed daughter, but she had a drug addiction. You nearly overdosed, dark place in your life, and there's a guy in the back laughing about the situation. So he was like, I was about to slap you. And the guy responded, you know what? You ain't going to slap me. Do something. And then T.I. kind of checks the whole situation. And towards the end of the interview, Young Dro does apologize to T.I. and everybody at the Breakfast Club and even the guy and says, I apologize for acting, irate like that and just, getting in my emotions like that. But I understand. Dro was in the right in this situation, man. He easily could have, he should have slapped him, honestly, because you can't just be laughing about situations like that. But I do understand, listen, if he would have, the first time, if you started laughing, okay, they laughed it off. They're having fun, blah, blah, blah. It's like, everybody laughs about the situation, blah, blah, blah. The second time, though, if you catch yourself starting to laugh, I would have left the room. That's what I would have done. I would have got up and just like tried to not burst out laughing while I'm leaving the room because that is disrespectful, especially when he's bringing his kids into it and his kid had a drug problem. And that's a whole different thing. Like laugh at my situation, but then you're starting to mention my family. You're starting to like not mention, but laugh at my family's situations as well. Then it's a problem. But just overall interesting clip, man. I hope Young Dro drops some new music. He did drop a freestyle to, what is it? I think Not Like Us. I could be wrong. It wasn't Not Like Us. Yeah, Dro. So the Glow record got 1.8 million views in 4 months, and he killed it, man. He did his thing. One of my favorite tracks from him is always Rubber Band Banks. Boy, if you've never heard of Dro, go to Rubber Band Banks, and you'll hear the first or second verse. I think it's the second one. I could be wrong. The first verse is hard. It's insane, man. He is a lyrical genius, and I think he is very underrated. So shout out to Young Dro. I'm going to see if I can get him on the podcast because he does follow our Diverse Mentality page. I need to definitely see if I can get him on the podcast. That's a must. But yeah, shout out to Dro for handling the situation properly and, overcoming his drug addiction. That's a huge round of applause to him, man. Big, big props. Ebro in the morning. If you don't know who he is, Ebro hosts the Ebro in the Morning show on the Hot 97. And on Hot 97, Lil Uzi Vert came and did an interview with them. And that's surprising because Lil Uzi Vert doesn't really do interviews like that. And he showed up there and Ebro had this prediction and said, you're just going to be like one of these microwave artists that, gets hot for this moment and then disappears. Because he was basically against the new generation. He was saying, you guys are just, you don't really take the hip hop craft serious and you guys just troll, so on and so forth. And from that conversation, he basically told Lil Uzi Vert that, hey, we'll talk about this later down the line and see where you're at. But he's like, I don't think you're going to really become anything. You're not going to be a rock star or superstar, 8 years down the line. Well, Ebro followed up from that interview and talked about, whether he feels he was wrong in saying that to Lil Uzi Vert and if he's a rock star. So first, let's check out the Hot 97 clip, and then let's check out this new update of whether he's a rock star or not, what Ebro thinks.
But as I've seen with all you little young motherfuckers that think you nice.
Yeah. He is pretty nice.
You nice.
Yeah, I'm good.
Y'all get to like 27, 28, and y'all niggas get to struggling, and y'all be trying to come back
tell
and
you
find
what,
that sound.
I ain't gonna struggle, bro.
All right, we're gonna see.
We gonna see. Oh, you gonna learn.
And guess what? I'm gonna be here.
Yeah. It's gonna be totally different too. Like I'm gonna be all the way a rock star by then.
No, let me ask you, because you keep throwing around this Rockstar thing. What does that mean? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. It's a lifestyle.
Like give me more words than that.
What do you
mean?
What do you mean by it? That is a good question.
Like, what does that look like? Is that just?
It look like me. It look like Marilyn Manson. It looks like Gigi Allen. It looks like Lil Uzi Vert.
Like real rock star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Serious.
Talking about success, this is a question for Ebro. What are your thoughts on Uzi's success?
I love Uzi Vert. I feel like, he still hasn't become the rock star he said he would become. I'm still waiting. Because the rock star, listen, maybe I'm taking it literal, but the rock stars I knew, they were selling out MetLife Stadium. They can sell out Madison Square Garden 8-10 times. They got hits on the radio everywhere, songs is everywhere. So he told me he was going to become a rock star. And I know that interview, how long ago was that interview? I was like, what? 6 years ago? Was that 6?
6, yeah.
6, so most people that come up to me and talk to me about Uzi Vert now was probably like 10 years old at that time, was just getting into the internet. They was tight, they was mad that I did that to Uzi Vert. And like I said before, time will tell.
Yeah.
Where you at, my guy? Uzi, where you at, bro?
Oh, why he took it like that?
Where you at, bro? Did he just retire too? Wasn't he just like, yo, I'm tired, I'm done? Come on, son. You're supposed to be a rock star.
Okay, Ebro has somewhat of a point. Somewhat, right? He's not this huge, Marilyn Manson rock star and, can sell out these huge stadiums. I'm sure he sells out shows. I don't know how often he can sell out stadiums back to back to back to back, like in the same city, because rock stars can do that, right? Like AC/DC if they were to tour, whatever the hell, right? But you got to give Lil Uzi Vert props because every time he's dropped a project, he sold over 100,000 or 200,000 copies the first week, which most artists struggle to do. Like doing 200,000 first week is like great in today's time. If you go over 200,000, first off, 100,000 is a great, first week numbers. If you're doing like 100, 200, 300,000 and anything above that, then you're doing your thing even more. And you're one of the top 5%, 2% artists that are doing that. So let's go over the sales. Eternal Atake, which is his second album, did 288,000 copies the first week. That is amazing numbers. There really isn't more that you could ask for unless he's doing 1 million first week, right? Then the Pink Tape, which I don't think he really promoted, he just kind of dropped. That did 167,000 first week. By the way, all these albums debuted at number 1. So it's not like, these are just albums that are debuting at 3, 4, whatever. His first album, which is Love Is Rage 2, did 135,000 first week. So he's fluctuated over 100,000 to 200,000 sales around there. He dropped a tape with Future as well. Commercial Performance. It did 105,000 first week. That's good numbers, man. Always over 100,000 at least. So as far as hits, I mean, you could argue, I just want to rock. Like that's another record. He's got records that did numbers, right? I like EXO Tour Life. That's probably one of my favorite tracks from him. But I'm not a huge Lil Uzi Vert fan. Never really got into his music like that. But he's a great guy. He has great energy. Just overall great guy. But his music just isn't my cup of tea. I like the EXO Tour Life record, like I said. A little bit of tracks here and there I can get into, but other than that, I'm not really a huge fan. But I think Ebro, Lil Uzi Vert's 29 years old. He still has time to become that huge rock star where he's just doing insane things. But he still does numbers. He has a solid fan base. Let's see the tours, man. I'm just genuinely curious. Like, what has he done tour-wise? Because that's where you can really dictate if he is doing numbers. Yeah, I don't know. There's no like real solid numbers on his touring right now that I'm seeing. Yeah, last update we got on the Pink Tape tour was August 12th, 2023. So he sold out 81% out of the 18 shows that he has. We don't know the price of what he's made money-wise, but yeah, I mean, Ebro somewhat has a point, but to say that, I think Ebro came off in that interview as if like Lil Uzi Vert's going to be a one-hit wonder and just kind of disappear and not really be anything. To Uzi's credit, he's remained relevant every time he's dropped an album. That's all you could really ask for. But has he reached that rock star level where everybody goes crazy for him? He can sell out stadiums and just do insane shows? No, he hasn't yet. But hey, only time will tell. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted. I think it was just an interesting follow-up after all these years to see what was Ebro really hating, or is Uzi just, not that actual rock star that people think he is? I don't know. That's up for you guys to decide. I see on the numbers, I think he's not, but he's getting there. He's definitely getting there, and he's doing great numbers. Tupac's brother, Mopreme Shakur, appeared on Piers Morgan and talked about the possibility of Diddy ordering the hit on Tupac's life because he's the one that's spearheading the investigation into that. And on the actual interview, shout out to Piers Morgan, they used my 50 Cent clip where, 50 talks about, he's on stage and he's like, the reason why I don't like Diddy is because he killed Tupac. And on that clip, I was the only one that had that clip, by the way. Shout out to the person that sent it to me. This person sent it to me because they were actually at the concert and says, hey, check this out if you want to post it. I tagged Diverse Mentality on there, and every time somebody uses the clip, my tag is on there. So my tag was on there on Piers Morgan, and that was really cool. So shout out to Piers Morgan for that. And yeah, they talked about, at least he talked about, Piers was like, I watched the full thing, by the way, and Piers Morgan was like pressuring, not really pressuring, but prying into Mopreme potentially answering the question on if he thinks Diddy actually, ordered a hit on Tupac. And he doesn't officially say it, but he does say he speculates that Diddy had something to do with it because a lot of people have been saying that. And of course, my documentary, I actually looked into it and was like, let me see, what this is about. And based off of what I found in that documentary, I mean, you can just hear it in Diddy's response in the Hit 'Em Up record. He seems like he actually, would be the type of person to order a hit on somebody. And, how the money got funneled. Fortunately for Diddy, it never reached Keefe's hands. And it did potentially reach, what's his name, man? The guy who bought the club, Zip, Eric Von Zip's hands. But he's, he died of cancer a while ago. So I don't know. It is interesting, though. I think it's an interesting debacle on if, this actually happened. But check out the full interview. I'm not going to play it here because it's just way too long and there really isn't any type of clips that I can use. But he does say that my opinion is that I don't believe it was 100% an honest statement. So he's talking about the statement on Tupac's. He says, Morgan read out Diddy's statement to the outlet denying the allegations. The story is a lie. Neither I nor the Notorious B.I.G. had any knowledge of any attack on Tupac before, during, or after it happened. And then Piers Morgan asked, Tupac's brother, do you think that was an honest statement? So he said, no, I don't believe it's 100% honest. When asked more directly if he thinks Diddy was lying when he made that statement, Tupac's sibling said, quite possibly. It's kind of looking that way in my opinion. So he didn't officially say, yeah, this and that. But they are investigating it, so shout out to them. Maybe something comes up out of this, but it's such a long time ago. I don't think Diddy will go down for this. I would be genuinely surprised if somehow there are ties to this and, there's direct evidence. Maybe the checks and stuff that you can look into, but I don't know. But yeah, check out the interview if you haven't seen it. It's very interesting, and I think Tupac's brother does Tupac justice in the interview. Speaking of the Tupac murder, this is an insane story. Diddy is being sued for allegedly raping a woman with a TV remote as payback for Tupac murder claim. This is crazy. Diddy has been accused of raping a woman with a TV remote in a new lawsuit. The suit, obtained by TMZ, alleges the embattled bad boy boss violently sexually assaulted a woman named Ashley Parham in 2018 after she accused him of being involved in Tupac's murder. Parham claims she met a friend of Diddy's at a bar, and he then FaceTimed the mogul, during which she told Diddy to his face that she believed he played a part in Pac's death. According to Parham, Puffy warned her that she would pay for her comment and that his friend later conspired with the record executive for her to be raped. Parham claims that she was invited to the home of Diddy's friend, and the mogul later showed up. She alleges Diddy then held a knife to her face and threatened to give her a Glasgow smile, which is like the Joker type of smile. The woman also claims that Diddy and his senior employee Christina Parham threatened to sell her into a sex slavery around the world. The lawsuit then alleges that Puffy took off Parham's clothes and covered her body in an unknown liquid before attempting to insert what he and Parham referred to as a IUD, a device, into her vagina. After it didn't work, she claims Diddy picked up a TV remote and raped her with it before anally raping her along with 2 other men. She also claims another man raped her vagina again. After the alleged gang rape, Parham claims she grabbed a knife and was confronted by Diddy while attempting to escape, at which point the mogul confessed to giving her enough drugs to take out a horse. She also claims that Diddy offered her money to not report the incident and that he threatened to harm her family and told her he had people watching her sister's home. Parham further claims that Diddy phoned his mother, Janice Combs, who pressured her not to report what happened. The standoff escalated into violence, Parham says, when Diddy bragged about getting away with bigger crimes and specifically referred to Tupac. This apparently annoyed a member of his team who allegedly varnished a gun and fired a shot that sent Diddy running. Wow. Parham claims she then chased the mogul with the knife and ended up grazing his stomach during the melee. Parham claims she told the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Department about the rape, but they did not believe her, and that it was also reported to Walnut Creek Police and the Orinda Police Department without any investigation being opened. Diddy has yet to respond to the allegations. The explosive lawsuit is the 7th to be filed against the 50-year-old this week alone. Yeah, I mean, there's new stories about Diddy every single day, new lawsuits. We're going to be talking about like 6 more lawsuits that are coming or that have been filed already. But this is a crazy story, man. If this really infuriates Diddy like that, her saying that to him, then clearly he did it. I mean, there's nothing, because here's the thing, right? As a human, unless you're just like psychologically not there all the way and you can't register killing a human being, but as a human, that will haunt you that you actually killed a human being or you had a part in killing a human being. That does haunt you. If your brain up there is like normally wired for the most part, right? Killing anybody, you're really not, unless you're just defending yourself. Most of the time, people that just murder people are not normally wired, right? I saw a clip of like a guy at a parking lot just axed somebody's head, literally. Just take an axe and just hit his head, and his whole head flew off. It's disgusting. I almost puked, but that's Twitter for you. They show you random shit that you don't even want to see. But when I scroll through it, I get, it's like you don't want to see it, but you don't want to look away, that type of incident. And yeah, like there's people like that who murder like that. They're not all the way right upstairs, right in the head. But people that plan out murders or that are capable of murder but haven't done it, like everybody's capable of murder, but we logically think about most situations, right? Unless our life is in danger, then we think about potentially murdering somebody. But we're not sitting here and just like, wanting to kill somebody because they got our coffee order wrong, right? Like people don't think like that, but other people do. Those are the people that don't have proper wiring. And I think Diddy has proper wiring in his head. To be this successful, he has to have some type of proper wiring. But I think the success got to his head. And I think because he's so successful and rich, he thought he could just get away with anything. And that type of disease creeps up to a lot of people that get really powerful, right? Your true colors will come out when you get a lot of money. That's what most people say, and that's usually the truth. When you get a lot of money and you get a lot of power, that's usually when people can tell who you are as a person. Are you a given person? Are you still humble? Are you still respectful? Or do you turn into this monster who thinks they can do whatever they want to do? And that's why we see a lot of these Hollywood stories, that people just get too much power and they think that, hey, if I got away with murdering this person, I can keep doing it. If I got away with raping this woman, I can keep doing it. If I got away with doing this and that, I can keep doing it. But we'll see, man. Maybe if she actually filed the report, maybe they can pull up those reports in 2018 and be like, hey, yeah, she actually filed these report when they happened and blah, blah, blah. Maybe they can find evidence and I don't know, but insane, man. Insane. I don't know what the fuck Diddy's going to do with all these lawsuits. I mean, this guy might be the most sued person in the world. I really don't know. I've never read about this many people suing one individual. Now, companies, yeah, but I'm talking about like an individual person. Diddy's probably the most sued person in the world. I'm actually going to Google. Let me see. Who is the most sued person in the world? Wow. So Donald Trump from the 1970s until he was elected president in 2016, Donald Trump and his businesses were involved in over 4,000 legal cases in the United States, federal and state courts. That's a lot of lawsuits, but I'm talking about individual people because that's with his company, so that's not really counting that. I don't know. Diddy's had at least, I want to say this past, since all this reporting, over 50 to maybe 60. Well, actually way over that because that lawyer did 120 lawsuits or people or something like that. Whatever. Let's just say it's about 200 lawsuits. That's insane, man, for one individual. Insane. We're not even talking about old lawsuits from previous incidents like the Shine shooting and all kinds of shit that he's been through. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes posted, man. That's an insane story that I've never heard. It's the first time I'm hearing about it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, more lawsuits. Diddy is facing 6 new lawsuits. So let's go over it. Diddy's legal problems have grown as half a dozen new civil suits were just filed against him. The first batch of 120 against the mogul promised by Texas attorney Tony Busby. So I guess they didn't officially file those 120 lawsuits yet. So I guess this is a part of that. So it's not really, I guess, new quote-unquote lawsuits. But among the lawsuits all filed on Monday, October 14th in Manhattan federal court is one of them from a John Doe who says he was 16 when he alleges Diddy sexually assaulted him at one of the Star's famous white parties in 1998. The suit claims that Diddy met Doe at the party and took an interest in him. They walked to a more private area near the portable restrooms brought in for the party. There, John Doe told Combs he was a big fan of Combs and shared his dreams of becoming a star. The complaint continues. Despite the pleasant conversation which occurred, things took an unexpected turn for the worst. Combs abruptly told John Doe that he needed to drop his pants. John Doe, caught completely off guard, confusingly asked Combs to repeat himself. Combs made himself clear. He instructed John Doe to drop his pants and expose his private parts so that Combs could inspect it, explaining it was a rite of passage in the route to becoming a star and also a way to prove himself. What the fuck? Combs remained calm and stood in front of him and stretched out his hands in a cupped position. Out of fear, anxiety, and the imbalanced power dynamic between himself and Combs, John Doe then dropped his pants and exposed his private parts as Combs previously instructed. Combs moved closer and grabbed John Doe's private parts with his hand. He firmly cupped and held onto John Doe's genitals for an extended period of time. During this time, Combs moved his hand in such a fashion to manipulate John Doe's genitals, squeezing and feeling them. Doe was only 16. That is a weird... Why would you even do that? Like, what's the fascination with you wanting to touch somebody's private parts? That's very, very weird. The 6 allegations filed on Monday span decades and locations from circa 1995 promo party for the Notorious B.I.G.'s One More Chance video to a 2021 party in New York City. In addition to the alleged white party assault in 1998, there was a different white party allegation from 2006. That's insane, bro. That white parties are really ridiculous. I don't know, man. I don't know what I mean, the lawyer did say out of the 120 people that came forward, they're really going to vet these lawsuits and make sure that there is like valid proof that they can actually, file these lawsuits, because a lot of people can come forward, but a lot of people can be bullshitting as well. And there's been proof that, some people are lying and bullshitting in some lawsuits against Diddy. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but this is definitely crazy, man. It's not stopping anytime soon. That Cassie settlement opened a floodgate. I mean, a floodgate of lawsuits. And Diddy feels very confident that, he's going to beat these things because he's asked the government for something. Let's go over the article. Diddy has called for the government to reveal the identities of his alleged victims in his sex trafficking and racketeering case. In a legal filing on Tuesday, October 15th, the Bad Boy Boss's lawyers asked Judge Aaron Submarinian to direct prosecutors to reveal the names of his accusers mentioned in the indictment so that he can properly prepare his defense when the case goes to trial. Without clarity from the government, Mr. Combs has no way of knowing which allegations the government is relying on for purposes of the indictment, his lawyers argue in the document. Other than victim 1, there is no way for Combs to determine who the other unidentified alleged victims are. They add the government is forcing him unfairly to play a guessing game. All signs point to victim 1 being his ex-girlfriend Cassie, who was the first person accused Diddy of sex trafficking and assault in a lawsuit last November. Yeah, he settled that for $30 million. I guess they kind of got a point, but revealing the names is like, isn't that dangerous? Because Diddy can just order hits on all these people. Like, That's probably the worry of why the government didn't want to do it. But they got a point. Like, Diddy, in order to refute these claims, he needs to know, who are these people that file lawsuits. But Diddy's very confident, man. I think he's very confident he's going to beat these things. And as he should feel, because in these type of situations, if you ain't got confidence, you're definitely going to go down. But that's the Diddy update, man. Every single episode, there's some new updates involving Diddy, and I think that's going to happen for quite some time now. There's just going to be new lawsuits, new accusations, new theories, new stories. So we'll see what happens moving forward. 50, a.k.a. Ferrari, of course, the daily 50 Cent update on this podcast. He announced a Las Vegas residency type of show, right? And the only reason I'm talking about this is because he's doing 6 exclusive Las Vegas shows from December 27th till, I believe, over New Year's. Let me see. Yeah, December 27th, 28th, 30, 31, January 3rd, and 4th. So over the New Year's, right? And the crazy thing is TMZ reported he'll be earning $15 million off of 6 shows. We're told the residency, which will be one of the largest hip-hop residencies ever, will kick off in December. So with being an exclusive New Year's celebration. That's insane. So I'm just saying this to say, Mr. William Roberts just got his first song to ever reach 1 billion streams on whatever, Spotify. And guess what? It was handed to him by Drake. It's the Money in the Grave record. It's Drake's song featuring Rick Ross. I say that to say there's levels to this shit, right? Mr. William Roberts, there's levels to this shit. And I don't see William doing these type of numbers. I just don't see any really artist at his age bracket doing these type of numbers on shows. Now, can Eminem do those type of numbers if he actually decided to dedicate a whole tour? Yeah. Jay-Z could potentially do those type of numbers. Maybe. I don't know, because Jay-Z's kind of fluctuates on him when it comes to numbers, because he does rely on his wife Beyonce, and then he relied on Kanye at one point. But Jay-Z as a solo artist, could he do these type of numbers? Yeah, I could see Jay-Z doing potentially these type of numbers. But 50s is still dominant. So yeah, I just want to report on that. Really cool. 15 million shows for $15 million for 6 shows is crazy. Speaking of Jay-Z, he has extended his NFL partnership despite the backlash of not featuring Lil Wayne for the New Orleans Super Bowl. Let's go over the article. Jay-Z and the NFL aren't letting the controversy surrounding next year's Super Bowl halftime show impede their partnership. Bloomberg reported on Tuesday, October 15th, that the league has extended its deal with Jay-Z and Roc Nation to oversee the annual halftime show, as well as its social justice initiatives. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell reportedly praised the company and its CEO, Desiree Perez, at a league owners meeting in Atlanta, saying it's been a mutually positive relationship. He added, "I'm not sure either one of us really spend much time talking about the contracts. Jay is happy. Desiree Perez is happy. I'm happy, so we're all good." Jay-Z and the NFL first joined forces in 2019 with an initial deal accounting to $25 million over 5 years, according to ESPN. It's unclear how much this new deal is worth and how long it will last. So why are they getting paid $25 million? Just to decide what, coordinate, I guess, the halftime show? That's interesting. But yeah, extended partnership. Congratulations to Jay-Z. Really, really cool. And we'll see what Jay-Z does moving forward. Speaking of halftime shows, Kendrick Lamar dominated the 2024 BET Hip Hop Awards. So let's go over the actual award show. Who won? What happened? I missed it. As I always miss award shows, I don't really watch them. I just kind of lost interest a long time ago. But let's go over it. Let's go over the winners and all that stuff. So, Hip-Hop Artist of the Year, the nominations were 21 Savage, Cardi B, Drake, Future, Glorilla, Kendrick Lamar, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj. And Kendrick Lamar won. Song of the Year nominations were Doja Cat, Agora Hills, 41 Bent, Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, Fiend, Nicki Minaj, FTCU, Sexy Red, Get It Sexy, Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, Like That, Megan Thee Stallion, Mama Mushi, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Glorilla, Yeah Glow. Well, Kendrick Lamar won that with Not Like Us. Hip Hop Album of the Year, 21 Savage, American Dream, Glorilla, Everything, Everything, Drake, For All the Dogs, Scary Hours Edition, Sexy Red and Sexy We Trust, Megan Thee Stallion, Megan, Gunna, 101, Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday 2, Travis Scott, Utopia, Future, Metro Boomin, We Don't Trust You, Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday 2, won Hip Hop Album of the Year. Best Hip Hop Video, Drake, 8 a.m. in Charlotte, Central C, Lil Baby, Band for Band, 41 Bent, Lotto, Big Mama, Megan Thee Stallion, Bo, Cardi B, Enough, Mommy, or Miami, whatever it's called, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Future, Metro Boomin, Travis Scott, Playboy Cardi, Type Shit. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, won Best Hip Hop Video. Best Breakthrough Hip Hop Artist, the winner of that is Sexy Red. Best Collaboration, I'm not going to go over all these lists, but they had Kid Cudi, Pharrell, Travis Scott, At the Party, Central C, Lil Baby, Band for Band, Nicki Minaj, Lil Uzi Vert, Everybody, Drake, J. Cole, First Person Shooter, Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, Like That, Megan Thee Stallion, Mama Mushi, Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, Wannabe, Like That, won. Another Kendrick Lamar win. Best Duo or Group, I'm not going to go over the list on this. Future, Metro Boomin won that. Best Live Performer, Missy Elliott won that. That's surprise. I don't know what she did recently, but she is a great live performer. Lyricist of the Year, Kendrick Lamar won that, beating 21 Savage, Cardi B, Common, Drake, Lil Wayne, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj. Producer of the Year, The Alchemist won that. DJ of the Year, The Alchemist won that. I did not know Alchemist was a DJ. Video Director of the Year, Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar won that. Sweet 16, Best Featured Verse, Kendrick Lamar won with Like That. Impact Track, Kendrick Lamar won with Not Like Us. Hustler of the Year, the GOAT, a.k.a. 50 Cent, won that. Shout out to 50. Best Hip Hop Platform goes to Diverse Mentality. Shout out to me, man. Round of applause to us, man. We won this. I appreciate BET Hip Hop Awards. I'm just joking. They don't give a fuck about us. Unfortunately, the platforms that they have is hilarious on here. But Club Shay Shay won, which I don't really consider Club Shay Shay a hip-hop platform, but whatever. They nominated Bootleg Kev, Complex, Drink Champs, $1 Million Worth of Game, On the Radar, Breakfast Club, Joe Budden Podcast, Shade Room. Shade Room is a hip-hop platform? What, man? XXL, so whatever. Should have gone Diverse Mentality, but whatever. Best International Flow, Chet's from the UK won that. And that's really the winners. Kendrick Lamar walked away with, let's see, taking a home number of blah, 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 in 8. Emerged. So he had 11 nominations, Kendrick did, and won 8 times out of those. The most that have been won on a single night in the awards history. So Kendrick Lamar broke a record there. Crazy, man. Crazy. I missed the whole show. I don't know who the fuck was performing, what happened, but yeah, really, really cool, man. Round of applause to Kendrick Lamar. He still hasn't even dropped his album, so it was just solely off of the beef with Drake. He got this insane, Not Like Us, which is a monster record. I mean, it's still in the top 15 or top 20. But yeah, we'll see what happens moving forward. I hope Kendrick Lamar drops that Broccoli record, man. Woke up with the broccoli hot key. Like, I've been waiting on that track for a minute. I'm tired. This is one thing I don't like about Kendrick Lamar is he takes fucking forever. Don't preview a record and then make us wait 5 fucking months or whatever the fuck we've been waiting so far. If you're going to preview a record, drop it within a fucking month, bro. Come on, man. And I say that with all due respect. I am a Kendrick fan as well as Drake. I love both of them, but Kendrick, I've been thirsty for your music because you barely drop anything. So please drop that record. Let's go over the charts. Shabuzi, a bar song, is still number 1. This song has been 14 weeks at number 1. Another 6 weeks, and it breaks the record for the longest number 1 song on the Billboard Hot 100. Right now, Old Town Road, Lil Nas X, has that title, and he was 19 weeks at number 1. So if he gets to 20, he's breaking that record, and he is the longest running number 1 song of all time. So shout out to Shabuzi. He really grinded that record, so he deserves this. This wasn't just like a viral fucking moment where he just took off. No, like he was grinding this song on every platform, slowly got on the charts, and then eventually went up to top. So that's why I really respect this record. Shout out to Shabuzi for that. Birds of the Fella, Billie Eilish, number 2. I Had Some Help, Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, number 3. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, number 4. Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, number 5. Good Luck Babe, Chappelle Roan, number 6. Taste, Sabrina Carpenter, number 7. Lose Control, Teddy Swims, number 8. Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter, number 9. And then Beautiful Things, Benson Bone, number 10. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, is still at number 11. Timeless, The Weeknd and Playboy Cardi dropped down from number 3 to number 12. Let's see here. TGIF Glorilla number 32. Says a Saturn number 35. Like That Future Metro Boomin number 38. Or What NLE Chop on 41 at number 52. So that's jumping up the charts. That was 91 last week. Huge jump. Maybe NLE has a hit on his hands. Whiskey, Moneybag Yo, Morgan Wallen number 57. Eminem Houdini number 58. Lil Demon Future number 64. Prove It 21 Savage Summer Walker number 71. Too Fast Future number 74. Chris Brown Residuals number 75. That jumps up 10 slots. Plutoski Future number 79. Teflon Don Future number 82. Glorilla Hold On, number 85. Ski Future number 94. All Red Playboy Cardi number 99. Rod Wave, by the way, shout out to him. He's doing insane numbers, man. Album sales. He's got number 100 Passport Junkie track. But yeah, shout out to him. He's killing on sales. And that's it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. I appreciate you guys always for watching, listening, all that. Spotify, Deezer, Pocket Cast, YouTube, whatever the hell platform you get your damn podcast at. You can check us out as always. Have an amazing night, day, whenever you listen to this, and peace.